Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer and former marine biologist living in Charleston, South Carolina. And with me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Busby, former radio host and current volleyball mom, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, Sarah and I hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio, and we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo. Today, we'll be discussing Below Deck Med Season 9, Episode 9, This Boat's Not Big Enough for the Stew of Us.
That's a long one.
It is.
Here's your recap. Captain Sandy is worried about the bosun's behavior, and Aesha tries to sort out who is in the wrong, Bree or Ellie. Jo and Ellie's relationship moves forward while Gail's long-distance one ends. New guests arrive, and Captain Sandy calls the stews to the bridge. Kelly, what'd you think?
This was a good one. I really thought this was a good episode because there was a lot going on, but I'm sad to see these guests go.
Yeah.
I just thought they were super sweet. So
yeah, they were very nice. They were very emotional when they were leaving. It was sweet. So when the episode begins, it's the final day of their charter, and they're still tied on to those rocks, and they're getting ready to depart.
Right.
And this is a different kind of undocking because they're using the anchors to pull the boat forward. Sandy isn't using the engines unless she gets into a pickle. And she asks Iain if there's anyone on the port side, that can help them. And Iain says no. Again, Gael sees people there. They have just released the boat next to them. And I don't know. So, and then Iain says, oh, well, there they are. They were hiding. And Sandy says, look before you talk.
And she called him out over the radio. So what is Iain looking at or looking for if it's not for the people on the dock? What's he doing?
I don't know. It's like he answers too fast or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Huh.
So Aesha asks Bree about the burn book when they're in the laundry room. And Bree admits that she was worried that Ellie was like hiding polo shirts and stuff to make her look bad.
What do you think about her concerns about that? Do you think they're valid, or do you think
it could be a legitimate concern? I mean, things have been very confusing for Bree and laundry.
Yeah.
So, at this point, I don't know that I'd put anything past Ellie.
I know.
This episode has kind of turned me a little bit away from Ellie, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
So Sandy talks to Aesha about Leah coming to visit here soon, and Sandy wants to ask Leah to marry her.
Oh, I'm so excited about this.
Aesha was so excited.
Yeah.
And Sandy said Leah will never be expecting this because she's always told Leah she will never ask. Like, she doesn't understand the point of marriage. Like, why do you need it? So this is going to be a big surprise.
I'm so excited. And I just love how Captain Sandy lights up when she talks about Leah.
Yeah.
I love this for her. And I love that they're so together. And we met them at BravoCon last year and they were just so sweet. So
yeah, Leah took our photo with Captain Sandy, and I was thinking, I want Leah in the picture too. So sweet. So back to the port, Iain is giving Sandy directions that it's okay for her to back up, but there are lines in the water, and this is bad because the lines could wrap around the propeller. Yeah. And she specifically asks him over the radio to make sure there are no lines in the water. Then he throws another line ashore and it falls into the water.
Oh my God.
And Sandy is watching all this. She's having to pretty much do everything herself, like keep eyes on the lines and drive the boat. And she feels like she can't trust what he says. And she says, why is this so hard?
And why is Iain giving Sandy directions? Just my question. I don't know. I mean, look, she has eyes. She's seeing everything that's going on. She could see the lines in the water. Don't say that there isn't anything in the water. Like, she's on the same side.
And at the same
boat.
time, she doesn't have eyes everywhere. Like, they need to be telling her what's on all sides of the boat. And I don't know. This was bad. So guest departure. They were so happy with everything. The guests.
the boys or the guests were there to have fun, and they had fun with themselves and with the crew, and I thought that was really cool. It was just nice to have like drama-free guests for a minute.
Yeah.
So then that way we can have drama on the crew side, I guess. But
Yeah.
I hope you run into them in your day-to-day life and you tell them how much we enjoy them.
I certainly will. I hope I do run into them. Okay,
I'm
the
just
tip
so
meeting.
sad that it's over because no, it has
So the
nothing to
tip
do.
meeting, it's 19,000 euros, which is $22,000.
That's nice.
And Sandy doesn't get into it with Iain right there. She just says, we'll talk later.
And it's
So
almost worse than getting
I
into
know
it.
it is worse. Yeah. So she calls him to the bridge and she tells him, I don't trust you 100%. And she is going to give him another chance. I was a little worried she was going to fire him because he's had a lot of chances.
Yeah.
I hate everything that Iain says in his green screens, just like not taking accountability. And he seems to think that she's pushing him and being unreasonable. And I know I announced very boldly last week that I thought he got a bad edit.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this was a different episode for him.
Yeah, for sure. So if Sandy, Gael, Nathan, and Joe are all saying that he's not good at his job, it's probably true. I mean, they were there. I was there.
I agree. I just don't think he's a good fit for the role.
Yeah.
Maybe it's too big of a boat. Maybe it's too many people. I think maybe he would be really good as a deckhand. I mean, we haven't really seen him be a worker bee, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, in the very beginning, he did seem to be doing a lot of teaching, like hands-on teaching. That seemed good. I don't know. Iain, I'm not sure what to think about you. Okay, tonight is the night out. Aesha finds out about a white party that's going on at this club that they like, and so they all wear white. And Bree makes a choice to wear a black bra under her white shirt, and it's unbuttoned like down to her stomach, basically. What did you think about this?
Look. I mean, okay, I'm pretty sure we did stuff like this back in the 90s with flannel and like a midriff top. Maybe not a midriff top, but I don't know. Like, probably wouldn't be my first choice to wear to a white party at a club in Athens, Greece. But I mean, they were wearing black shoes, and I didn't really like that. Like, Jonna was wearing like black terrible shoes. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, did not like that.
I guess you had to go with what you had.
Yeah. So Ellie and Joe are very flirty at the table at dinner, and Bree is just wanting to get drunk and make herself feel better so she doesn't have to watch this sober. Joe is kind of trapped down at the end of the table with the two of them, and this is very awkward.
One, I don't know why one of them just doesn't get up and move.
Right.
It's not like they're glued to the seats, but yes, I agree. This was super awkward and just horrible. And I really think Joe was the only one who truly felt awkward because Bree was just trying to make Ellie feel weird. And Ellie was just in her own world as always. So I think Joe was probably like, so what do we talk about?
Yeah, this is interesting. So meanwhile, Gail's boyfriend is being really annoying with the texts, and he breaks up with her via text. And Gail is upset, and Aesha leaves the table with her, and Aesha tells her he should be lifting you up, not making you feel bad, which is true.
A jerk. Just so insecure. It's horrible.
Yeah. So Iain says, I feel like there's a lot going on that I have no idea about. Iain, this is true on so many levels.
So many levels. He was oh, sorry. Go ahead. I just interrupted you. I was just going to say he was pretty quiet during dinner.
Yeah. Well, he's not really like good friends with anybody, right?
Yeah, that's weird.
The last time he was out, he was flirting with Ellie, and that didn't go very well.
That's a good point. I think his talk with Sandy too kind of brought him back.
Yeah, for sure. He was definitely upset about that. So they all go to another club, except for Iain, and he heads on back. Okay. Dancing. Ellie decides to kiss Joe at this point, and a lot of flirty dancing going on, and they get into the same van as Bree on the way back. That was a choice.
Weird.
And they are fully making out behind Jono and Bree.
Ellie's hands were quite exploratory.
Yes, they were.
I mean, kind of lingered in one spot for a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, sis, what are we
You,
doing?
you know there's cameras, right? Okay. So back to the boat. Everyone is making food, eating snacks, and no one like hooks up, like spends the night with each other, except for Aesha and her noodles. That seemed like a very
At least
passionate.
they weren't in bed with her this time.
Yeah, I guess they were off on the nightstand
Yeah.
and she was slurping them up. This was funny. Oh, but wait, Nathan and Gael are making out on a couch up on deck. And again, they
Oh,
think
right.
no
Right.
cameras.
So some mic-ro-wah-vay chat for you regarding the noodles. So
Uh-huh.
have you ever heard it called that? A
No.
mic-ro-wah-vay? I
Nope.
think Nigella does that. It's just funny. It just makes it sound fancier. So Bree says 2 minutes to cook the noodles. Aesha
Yeah.
says 6, and Bree says, no, it's going to explode. And Ellie says something, and Bree responds with, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, we're
Oh,
talking about noodles here.
yeah. And then I've never microwaved my noodles before, but to each his own, I guess.
Well, wait, do you not eat ramen noodles?
We do, but I cook them on the stove.
Oh, really? I microwave them.
Do you use the mic-ro-wah-vay?
I use the mic-ro-wah-vay.
So more galley talk. Joe asks if there's any chocolate in that one little like corner cupboard. And Bree said, look for yourself. But he responds, I wasn't asking you. Tensions are so high right now.
So
Not
high.
good.
The next day, Bree tells Ellie, just please don't make out in front of me. Like, I don't care what you do, but like, don't rub it in my face.
I thought that was a fair request. I mean, that was
Yeah,
pretty.
totally.
I mean, let's see if it holds, though. That'll be the real.
Yeah. I think, yeah, as we know, things are going to get worse.
Yeah.
Okay, the preference sheet meeting. This is charter number 5. We're halfway through. We
Woo!
have Colleen. She is a branding expert from Orlando,
Okay.
hates seafood and most veggies. And actually, every single one of these guests seems to hate multiple food groups, and they're
Yikes.
all different from each other.
Yikes.
Poor
Poor
Jono.
Jono.
They want a goddess-themed 50th birthday for the
Okay.
primary, and they also want Aesha to take them on a guided tour. We know Aesha is so good with Greek history, so that should be good.
Yes, she is. It was built a long time ago.
Yeah. And they also want a PJ party.
I like their requests. These are kind of different, a little new. And I kind of did a PJ party last night with my nephews, so that was fun.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea of a PJ party, mostly because I just want to be comfy after dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gail calls her now ex-boyfriend, and she tells him he never supported her. That's not right. And we hear the boyfriend say, since you left, I haven't been happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, that's on you, dude. And
Right?
it really irritates me when men want their partner to be responsible for their happiness. Just, I'm sorry. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
And things are officially over at this point.
Well, good for her. I mean, isn't that kind of a big part of being in a relationship, though? Like being supportive? I don't know. Like,
Heck yes.
yeah, she's better off without him because now she can focus on continuing to kick butt while on the deck.
Yeah, she said she feels like she's really a part of something good,
Yeah.
and she's advancing her career. So Sandy is looking for her uniform shirt,
Oh, dear.
and Sandy doesn't want to give up on Bree because third stew is an entry-level position.
Mhm.
And she points out, and several of our listeners have done the same. Last season, this boat had 4 stews. So they're kind of, they're operating a person down. Why didn't we have 4 this year?
No point. It is odd that there's only 3.
Yeah.
Huh. But honestly, though, what is happening in the laundry room?
What
Like, I
is
know my
going
washer
on?
and dryer eat my socks,
Yeah, it happens.
but I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. I mean, we have cameras. So if Ellie is messing up Bree, wouldn't we have a little more evidence? I don't know.
Or
Maybe it's too subtle. We can't tell. So Sandy tells Aesha she's got to train Bree. Like
Mhm.
Now, I think she has been trained. I think Ellie trained her really well, actually.
I think so.
So Aesha tells Bree she has one more chance, basically, or she's gonna like get the axe.
Oh dear.
I like that moment when Gael says that apparently we need 8 hugs a day just for maintenance. This was so cute.
I want to do that.
I know. I love it. I had read once that you need like a 6-second hug, like a longer hug. So
I want a hug.
that would be a lot of hugging if each of the 8 hugs had to last 6 seconds, though. Maybe it's one or the other.
That's 48 seconds. It's not that bad.
For maintenance. That's a good point.
Maintenance is good.
There's a lot of confusion with black pants. And okay, so Ellie did screw something up. She wrote Jono's name on the tag of pants that weren't his.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. But in all honesty, look, I think Ellie's notebook is to help her not make mistakes, right?
You mean Bree's?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Bree.
Okay.
I think the notebook, because they've gone back to the notebook again, right? So personally, like I remember things better if I write them down. So like if I write down like, don't put the pants in the, or so and so's pants got mixed up with the dirty socks or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Another thing, and this may just be my experience talking, if you're helping someone in their department, you probably should follow their processes, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even though Ellie trained her, she's been flying solo for a minute. So now she's created her own process. So Ellie should probably respect.
Yeah, she should say like, hey, what can I do to help? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've never seen, like, we've always had multiple stews doing laundry, flipping laundry, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Why can these two not get on the same page about laundry?
Because now it's all passive aggressive cattiness.
Yeah, exactly. So the new guests arrive. They seem really fun and they are ready to drink.
Yep.
One of the guests wants a mojito. Ellie makes one, but she says it tastes weird.
It was orange. Usually mojitos are like a cloudy drink with no color in them. So you could kind of see like the green of the mint and the lime kind of floating through it. But unless you'd made an orange mojito, or maybe she made a margarita with some orange in it. Because
maybe. I don't know
Barbie.
Exactly what was happening there.
It was weird.
But didn't the guest say like very specifically she wanted lemons, not limes? And then there were definitely limes in there.
Yeah. It's a weird mojito.
So Sandy talks to Bree in the crew mess, and Bree tells her she's struggling with Ellie, and Sandy tells her, you need to be more specific. And she's not really, but Sandy tells her, it's your choice how you respond to the people around you. And this conversation really does seem to help Bree.
I appreciate that Captain Sandy noticed that she was struggling and took a moment to talk to her to see what was going on. It's whatever's going to happen, it's not going to end well.
Yeah. Aesha and Gael are with the guests in Parvo or Parvu. I don't know how to say it. Aesha tells Gael she thinks Bree is on the verge of a breakdown. I think that is 100% accurate.
Yes.
Ellie tells Bree she's going on break. Bree has just come up from like a 2-hour break. And, oh, by the way, I set the table, but I haven't done the guest cabins yet.
Not cool.
And so the table was very simple. I think it probably could have been set in like 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
So what was she doing?
Yeah. She was making drinks. She was making drinks again.
Yeah, but the guests have been, on this excursion for a while too. So I don't know. So Bree feels like Ellie has sabotaged her, and now Ellie and Bree are arguing in the guest cabin, and Ellie is just standing there. And I feel like if you're going to stand there and yell at Bree, at least pick up a rag and start helping clean if you're not going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And Ellie's talking about rank again, which is so irritating.
This whole thing was crap. I was 100% team Bree on this. And I think Ellie it was just her passive aggressive way to get back at Bree again for something that Bree's like, I'm over it. I will stay away from him, whatever. So Bree jumped right into the cabins to start getting them done. And she's like, I don't want to talk to you, Ellie. I just want to get this done. Like, they're coming back. We have to hustle. Here. And Ellie is like trying to force her to stop working. And she will put hands on her, which was, I was like, ooh, don't touch her. But
Yeah.
Ellie wants to have it out right there. Bree's not having
Mm-hmm.
it. She's trying to stick up for herself, and Ellie isn't having that. And
Yeah.
Ellie and her stupid rank, whatever that means, come
Mm-hmm.
on, like, no
Yeah.
respect.
The only thing I think Bree could have done differently is like totally ignore Ellie,
Yeah,
because that's what would have driven Ellie the most crazy, is to not have somebody to argue with.
yeah.
Like, fine, you want to stand here and yell at me? I'm cleaning. Like,
Like,
I'm
or
cleaning
she just
something
put
that should have been done.
AirPods in and just said,
Yeah.
getting it done.
Okay, it's water sports time. Aesha talks to Ellie and she tells her, um, you got to do cabins first. Like, that's the priority. When the guests get out of there, get off the boat, like, you have to do the cabins. And
Yep.
Aesha tells Sandy, they're both so convincing. She's talked to both of them. And Sandy says, leave it to me. And so she calls both girls up to the bridge and she tells them if they can't get along, she will fire both of them.
Yeah.
And Sandy asks if they can get along in order to do their job. And Bree says, no, it's impossible. And I think she's right.
Yeah.
And Sandy says that they are both replaceable.
And so Ellie starts talking to Sandy and she's lying out of her butt. She's like, she says she's pulling other crew members into this, where if you look back at everything, I don't think that's true at all.
No.
Bree, like, if somebody notices what's wrong, oh, it's okay, it's fine. And she just keeps going and does what she does.
Yeah.
She doesn't go into detail. Whereas Ellie will sit in the galley or in the crew mess and just pull everybody in around about how incompetent she is and everything. So the situation is driving me nuts. And I agree. We need something else.
Let's get rid of both of them. Let's just move on. Fresh start.
Yeah.
And it's a to be continued. So that's where the episode ends.
Wow.
And yeah, that's it.
It's time for a segment we're calling Acting Like Aesha, where we attempt to say an Aesha quote like the Kiwi Queen herself. Okay.
You want me to play one for you first?
Okay.
Good morning. Oh, I love your dress.
Good morning. Oh, I love your dress.
That's good. It kind of sounded like Aesha and a grandma, like Grandma Aesha. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Me and you going on a field trip.
Kind of sounds like Cher. Okay. Me and you going on a field trip.
I do the pop at the end, the P.
Going on a field trip.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Oh, Aesha. It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite Below Deck cast members.
Sarah, have you been watching the Olympics?
I have.
Have you? Did you watch rugby?
I have not really watched rugby, but several people have asked me about rugby, and I feel like I'm a professional because of that one Instagram account where we watch cute boys with thick legs.
I was so excited yesterday afternoon to turn it on. And because it said on USA, it said men's rugby gold bracket or something. I was like, yes, let's go. Because the boys were like, hey, Aunt Kelly, let's go do this. And I was like, I need to watch this. And they were like, okay. And they went on and I'm like, yeah. It ended up being women's water polo, America versus Greece. And it was like the fourth time it had aired that day. I'm like, dude, I know we win like 16-3. Like, come on. So I didn't get to watch it. So I'm going to have to find it.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be more rugby to watch. I saw Bill watching it yesterday, and one of my swim buddies was telling me that it's like 7-minute halves. Did you know that?
It did not.
And the clock doesn't stop, so it's fast.
I didn't even realize they kept score or anything, really. Like,
of course they keep score.
I mean, I just am watching the athletes running.
Yeah, we're just watching them get picked up in those little shorts and
those muscles.
We're obviously gonna have to go and like search it out and watch it.
I'm gonna find it. So, Captain Sandy is there. Captain Sandy and Leah were there, so that's pretty exciting. They posted pictures of them with Snoop Dogg, Steven Spielberg, Chrissy Teigen, and John Legend, and Elizabeth Banks, all at the opening ceremonies. I mean, I watched parts of the opening ceremony. It was amazing.
It was so cool and weird.
Yes.
Definitely bizarre. I mean, the opening ceremony is always a little weird.
Yeah.
There's always some weird stuff. Doesn't matter who's doing it. Yeah, they look like they're having the best time.
I love it.
So Kelly, we were gifted Adrift and Salty mugs this week.
Yes.
So Laurent Bassett has directed 24 seasons of Below Deck. Here's our mugs. And he has a Shopify shop that features artwork from Below Deck. And so we got these cute Eddie mugs. So there's Eddie. How cute. And it says Eddie the Bosun.
Yay.
And yeah, I love the Adrift and Salty logo. So Laurent,
So
thank
cool.
you so much. These are so cute.
Yes, thank you.
And I will put a link to his Shopify shop in our show notes. So yeah, what are you drinking out of yours?
Waterloo sparkling water, lemon and lime flavor.
Oh, look at you. Mine's empty. It's just a demo right now, but yeah, I love it. It's so cute. He has all kinds of different ones in different colors.
So fun. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Daisy and Gary were hanging out this week, which I thought was quite fun and interesting. I was kind of surprised. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Daisy was on a Virgin cruise in Europe, and it looks like they met up afterwards. Also of note, Gary cut his hair short, and
yeah,
he looks like obviously he looks like a completely different human being, but do we think it's because Daisy never really liked his long hair?
Could be. She's always commented on it. She doesn't like his long mane of hair. And he knew she was coming to visit, and he cut it right before.
Here's my thought.
Okay.
She cut her hair short.
Mm-hmm.
You cut your hair short. Aesha cut her hair short.
Mm-hmm.
Gary wanted to be part of the cool group.
Yeah. Who's going to be next?
Not me. Not yet.
Okay. Not yet. Okay.
It'll happen, but just not yet.
Okay. Well, it's
going to
be
get through volleyball season.
It's short hair summer. So we have some listener comments. At Twinsui, I don't know, writes, why is Gail's cheating not getting more attention? If it was the other way around, then there would be a full-blown witch hunt for Nathan.
Oh, that's a good point.
This is a good point. Except we know this guy is not a great guy, but it's true. I mean, she definitely has cheated on him. I mean, she's been snogging Nathan and, you know.
Well, and emotionally cheating on him too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not trying that hard to stay faithful to her boyfriend.
No.
But I think it's like, you know, Gail's so likable. She's adorable. And so like she can do whatever she wants.
And it's kissing, which, I mean, it still is something, but it's not like they've gone, at least that we know of.
Yeah.
This crew has been very tame in that. You know, like we've seen like sheets moving on other seasons.
Oh,
and this is not
especially
happened.
Like night one type of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a good point though. I mean, there's a little bit of a double standard for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
We also heard from a charter guest from the last charter, your favorite group, Victoria.
Oh,
she said that their little excursion into Hydra was absolutely beautiful. The people were really nice, even helping them to learn some Greek words. And she wished that more of their time in Hydra had been shown because it was so special. Like it was just really, really special. And she said she hopes we all get to visit someday. So
we will, because I'm manifesting that.
Put it on your list.
It's on my list. Okay. It's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Sandy for a stern talking to. Sarah, who do you choose for this week?
I am definitely choosing Ellie this week. I have turned on her.
Yep.
I think because she's always been so sweet to us. You know, we've known her now for a couple seasons, couple years, and I think I kind of gave her more leeway than she maybe deserved. But now I feel like she has not held back, and she's really been mean, and there's some gaslighting going on, and I don't like it. So
it's not second stew material.
Yeah. Did you see what Kate Chastain said about her?
No.
here, actually, let me just play it. It's on our Instagram, but
Oh wait, I think when she was talking with Aesha.
yeah, I'm gonna play
Yeah.
it real quick. It's short.
Ellie is not as trained as she thinks she is.
Yes.
The way she talks to the guests while she's making drinks.
Are you making a blending? I would like one. Could you put pickle juice and then yes.
It's like unnecessary. Like, absolutely go in the stew pantry.
Yeah.
Make the drink back there, because if you stay right there during the whole show, they're like, oh, talk.
Anyway,
Yep.
that's a good point. She does seem very flustered when she's making drinks and stuff
Yeah.
for the guests. So,
And I think that boat is unique because you can make the drinks right there in like the salon area where everybody's hanging out. I think last season on Down Under, they made them in the back.
Yeah. Like took the orders and went back.
Yeah. So that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, Queen Kate, always with the truth.
Laying it down.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially Grace. And hello.
Hi.
Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Please follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod, and you can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. And watch our episodes on the Hurrdat Media YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Kelly Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. We'll see you next week.